They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his first look is incomplete.
Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
My good friend, I'm just going to pose the question to you. Did that look like a pass that he should have thrown?
Now, the rookie probably needs to be a little bit more careful in these situations.
Yeah, that throw will turn him into a veteran quicker, but not in the way that he wants. He wants to learn his lessons by making good throws, not throws like that.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. In motion comes the tight end left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Brian Burns in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded just inside the 30. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
You know, when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On the option, here's Drake.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 5 yards out.
And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Falcons take over first down 10 at their own 30-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about that drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up second down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
yardage. Okay.
Here we go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
The mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick six.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Brian Burns. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. 2nd and long. And his throw here is incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. The keeper gets him 7 that time, but it'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up 1st downs.
Out of bounds inside the 35. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
The pitch comes to Dobbins.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the 1st.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option.
And able to work his way down to the 16. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going on the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roll, and he found it.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. 2nd and 6. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
They'll run with Patterson. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I'll give him credit for trying, but there's no fooling the defense with that call. They were reading run, and they set up to stop the run, and then executed.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Second and 9 now. Got a man. It's Patterson complete. So the completion good for 7 there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Third down, here's Patterson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Let's go now.
They'll try and throw for it here. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Play action. It's Jackson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing is Jackson. It's caught inside the 25. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From the 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Hey, report! We gotta make a move!
Second half starts with a run by Dobbins.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, Charles, I guess the only thing I can think there is they've got a 3-score lead, and they're saying, we're not going to lose this, so let's have some fun. I don't know why you go for it.
I think that's as good an explanation as any, and we all know that certain coaches are more aggressive than others. That call to me, the fantasy people loved it, right? Anybody who's going to touch the ball, gain yards, maybe put more points on the board, they're happy that they kept it and did that. So very interesting deal there, but I'm with you on that one. Maybe he just says, what the heck, we can't lose. Let's go ahead and keep trying to win or add to our lead.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up second down. They'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing third down.
Give to Patterson, running to the right.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up fourth.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. Taken from about the 12. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
On second down, a run with Dobbins.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. Being chased out left. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And some room to maneuver.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. And he stopped immediately there. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
Brings up third down and 7.
One quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
And here's Jackson on the option. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Falcons take over first down 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
On second down, a run with Patterson.
Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long third down. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with third and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Here's Patterson again.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Dancing to his left. He's got it complete to Aguilar. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 yards there for number 15.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Caught on the slant. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do.
They're going for it with Dobbins.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens are closing in on a 9th victory on the year as they extend their lead.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From the 10. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's got it to Patterson, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets, defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Baltimore, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.